Hello everyone, I am Robert Tusardi, the creator of Blockchain Kingdoms. We turn video gaming into passive income and paid work. I have some extremely exciting news. There's going to be a vote held for the Gala Node owners that will determine the next step of governance and how the Gala nodes will operate. In a nutshell, basically, we get to vote about whether or not Gala Games gets to keep 75% of this upcoming distribution after the halving, or whether or not they end up sharing 50-50 between Gala Games and node owners. So this is a huge deal, and I'm going to go over all the details in this video for this vote that is going to be happening starting today. I don't know how long it'll go on for. Very quickly about Blockchain Kingdoms I'm the CEO of Blockchain Kingdoms. I created it. I invented a technology called the virtual supply chain. What we do is we have a job token that we have created and that we are developing. It is still in development. But our goal is to create the ideal for video gamers. The ideal is that I believe is for a video gamer to go play video game and earn an average income or better for playing video games, even if you're only of an average skill. And I knew this was a big dream, so I invented a technology that will achieve it. I believe it's the only technology that can achieve it, because I looked at economics and I was just like, how do we do that? How do we turn video gaming into something where you can earn an average income? So what we did is we create these job tokens, and you essentially can earn cryptocurrency using your job token. But better than that, we actually want people to accumulate many job tokens and then actually give those job tokens to other gamers, and as they go play video games, you share the revenue with them that they earn from playing the video game. So we have a video game in development right now. It is still early in development, so it is coming next year in 2022 for beta and launch. So all that stuff is coming. We're still early, but in the meantime, I love talking about Gala Games and Engine and all these other blockchain technologies that are really changing the way we look at video games and how they're going to become a way of generating income in the future. So if you don't know what Gala nodes are, there's Gala Games. They are a company that wants to create a Steam-like platform for video games. They have 7 to 10 games in development right now. One that is probably definitely coming out this year is called a tower defense game called Fortified. And what they've been doing is they've been really building themselves up. They already have another game out called Townstar that is like Farmville. And they're doing something radically different from what other game developers tend to do. So what a lot of other blockchain developers do is they usually create a token and then they have a pie, and that pie ends up getting divided by the developers, advisors, investors, and then ecosystem and staking, and they basically have all these different sections of the pie. And Gala Games is doing something very different, where they have these Gala nodes, and the Gala nodes are going to be used to help facilitate their network and deliver content, but they also deliver to the node license holders Gala. And I think this is huge. I mean, I've been talking about them for a while because I love what they're doing, because I think that they are including gamers in a way that many of these other games like Axie Infinities are not. I think Axie Infinity is great, but they're not doing what Gala Games is doing, which is they're really just opening the door for gamers to come in and be a huge part of the ecosystem from the beginning, rather than what a lot of other game developers do, which is they hold the majority of the cards. Gala Games is giving an extraordinary amount of the cards to play to Gala node holders. So I really love this. And they're going another length, I think, to giving us responsibility. The Gala node owners, and their essentially their early supporters, a very large responsibility in the future of their ecosystem. So if you want to get started with Gala Games, you can use my referral link at the bottom of this video to register at their website. And you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Gala did have a bit of a dip this week from about 0.03 to 0.025. And I bought my Gala nodes a couple of months ago at around $3,300, and I've just about made my money back on the purchase of my nodes. I got in right before the big rush that was happening, and now nodes are about 8,000. dollars each. I still think they're a good deal. I think if you if you can barely afford a node, maybe holding on to a good cryptocurrency like Gala or Engine is advantageous for you, and then see if those do well and get a node. I mean, I can't give you advice, but this is I think Gala nodes are still great. They're even at the current price, that is about $25 a day in Gala being distributed to node holders. And last week, when it was at 0.03, was about $30 per a node that was being earned in that current price of Gala. Now, most of the markets seem down to me, from the stock market to cryptocurrency. It all seems either down or languid. We had a pretty volatile couple of weeks, especially in the stock market. And the gaming coins were staying fairly strong, but dipped a little bit. And I think this is kind of like just like a general market uncertainty that we're seeing, some fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD is what they call it. And I think, this is kind of thing you see before a big pump, especially with the stimulus coming. I kind of have a hard time not seeing these gaming coins have a big jump here in the next couple of weeks. So if you go to blog.gala.games, this first paragraph I think is kind of it's inaccurate. We were told later by the CEO of the company that the vote is actually coming today, which is the March 19th. And this paragraph at the top is kind of like talking about how they're not here yet, but apparently the votes are happening starting today. So basically, just to cliff note it real quickly, this is what the distribution of Gala looks like right now. There are 32 billion Gala distributed at the moment, and every day 8.5 million Gala is being distributed every day, just to node holders. So the distribution looks like basically node holders 25% and Gala Games conservation chip, which is basically Gala Games, 75%. So that is where the distribution of new Gala is going to. And they're proposing to switch it to this, which is 50-50 Gala Games and 50-50 node operators. So this is a really huge change, and I'm sure many people are thinking, like, why would they make this change? What are the pros and cons of the change? If you own a node, you get a vote on this change. And I know even people who have been sitting on the fence about buying a node or buying another node are now starting to think, you know what, maybe I should buy another node, because at the halving, which is usually good for holders, because it means that there's more scarcity of the token. But not only that, but the node owners are still going to be getting 8.5 million Gala a day after the next halving. So that's a huge change. So I'm not going to read over this text exactly. If you want to read all this text, you can go to blog.gala.games. All right, so this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research and make your own decisions. So I'm going to be going over the pros and cons on this vote. And so right now the Gala nodes distribute 8.5 million Gala cryptocurrency each day, and to the node owners. I should say that specifically that goes to the node owners. Everything else is going to the Gala Games conservation chip, and that conservation chip for Gala Games, they've said that they're not holding on to it like essentially a stock. So if you go to the axieinfinity.com website /AXS, you will see an allocation pie chart for what is basically any blockchain video game that has a token usually has a pie chart that looks like this. Even Gala Games kind of does. So what they do is they basically portion it out where things go to, and they kind of divide it up like stock. Sky Mavis here keeps 21% of the tokens. That goes to the employees. There's actually another pie table that used to be on the white paper. I looked at the white paper. It seems like it's gone. All the data is still there, but for some reason they got rid of the pie chart that said something like Sky Mavis employees, co-founders, etc. But that is what it used to say on that white paper, was the employees of Sky Mavis were included in there. And 20% play to earn. So as you go play the game, there's potential to earn AXS, their Axes token as you play it. Then a public sale, which is basically 11% they put out there for purchase for the public. Another 8% goes to ecosystem fund, which is for developers who are coming on board, or grants, that kind of stuff. That's who they'll give those tokens to. Advisors and private sell, and then staking rewards. Staking rewards is very similar to actually kind of like holding a node, which is basically that the more Axes, the AXS tokens you hold, you can actually put that into a staking, and essentially returns you like 15% or 10% of the tokens that you have invested into staking. So it's like as more of the tokens are distributed, you earn basically like 10 to 15% of whatever is newly distributed. So this is what a typical allocation table looks like, and it's very, very different from what Gala Games is doing. So if you hold a node license, you get to vote yes or no. Does this happen? Do the node holders only earn 4.25 million Gala across the distribution pool after the next halving? Or do node holders get to double the amount that they're earning in the distribution pool after the halving next year? Because every year there's a halving on the amount of Gala that is distributed, and if you own a node, well then the amount of Gala that you will get distributed to after the halving will be halved, unless we vote, and in that case, in this next one, it will remain the same during the next halving. So the pros that I see for a node holder is you do get an increased share of Gala distribution after the next halving, or not increase, but it stays the same. And I think an important thing to know here is that there is 32 billion Gala currently in existence. A majority of that is held by Gala Games in the conservationship. So node holders will have mined 3 billion this year and the next year. So that would be 6 billion altogether between this year and next year. And that will equal 18% of the total Gala that exists. I think it might be more. You'd have to, it would be 38. It would be the 38 of the 32 billion. But it gives you a really good idea of how much Gala is, how much Gala will be held by the node holders. So the cons for a node holder is that if there's more Gala out in the wild and it is being traded, it means that there's less illiquidity. It means more depreciation. One of the reasons that Bitcoin's price keeps going up and up and up is because, especially this year, more and more institutions have gone out, they've bought Bitcoin, and they've decided that they're going to hold on to it, and they're not going to put it in the market for sale. They're going to put it in trust funds. They're going to hold it in basically where they can't sell it, and that then makes Bitcoin more illiquid. It means that it becomes scarcer. It's kind of a form of market manipulation. In this case, with the Gala, the more Gala that we kind of have out in the wild that is not illiquid, that is in the hands being given. I would say that I expect that the more Gala that is in the hands of node holders, the more likely you're going to see these people selling it at a depreciated rate. You'll probably see more selling of Gala than if it was held in the conservationship of Gala Games. They've said before that they hold on to the majority of, they basically hold on to their Gala. Gala Games has said that they hold this Gala in the conservationship. They've set two aside for grants and supporting essentially grants for upcoming developers, and a lot of that I'm sure is also going to be supported into like play to earn systems, essentially putting into rewards for players who play the games and getting onto leaderboards and earning Gala from playing the leaderboards. So most of that Gala I think is largely illiquid, and they will hold on to it and use it in ways that will benefit the ecosystem. I think most of the people who hold the nodes, they see Gala Games as a trusted holder of this, and that they will only use the Gala in the conservationship to benefit the games and the ecosystem. I think the cons probably mostly come up for like large holders of Gala. The more Gala that you hold, the more you might be impacted by this decision. And I imagine that's most people. Most people don't, have, 1 million, 10 million Gala. Most people don't have that much Gala. But obviously the larger swing in the price, well, then you would be more largely impacted by it. Now, there's no guarantee that there's actually going to be any kind of major price difference, whether or not Gala holders own it or not. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I do think there is a potential risk that Gala could maybe be depreciated. Maybe. There's really no saying for sure, I think. Again, like I've said, it's a pretty small portion, 18% between this year and next year of the Gala that we will be going to Gala node holders, and Gala needs to get into the ecosystem anyways for people to purchase. So there are many things we don't know. We don't know, essentially what Gala Games will do with their conservation ship. We don't know when the game's going to get released, and when I'm expecting Gala to moon occasionally, go up 5 times here, potentially even 8 to 10 times by the time that Mirandus is released 2 years from now. But there are just many things we don't know, and I'm sure there are many things Gala Games don't know, but I think that they probably made this choice because they figured that it was the best. It was the best choice to make, especially in alignment with their vision. You should be able to vote from your node software, and you'll get 1 vote per node. And they've said that you don't have to go to node to node to node to vote. You should be able to use all your votes using a single node. And I don't know how long the vote will go on for. I think it was insinuated, or at least I think I heard that the vote might go on for some time. Maybe they will have a dates provided when the vote officially launches. So I believe it's going to be going on for longer than just today, but don't hold me to that because I don't know for certainty. It might go on for a week. I think we'll just have to see. So I'm voting yes on this. I'm voting yes on increasing the amount of Gala that's going to the license holders, and my answer is pretty simple: is it's good for me. Right, so I see this as largely me being a Gala node holder. I believe this is very good for me. I don't think it's going to be bad for really anybody else. I've tried to go over the risks that I can foresee. There could be a depreciation of the price, but again, it's a total of 18% of the existing Gala between this year and next year. That's going to the node holders. And I think even if you think about it, like let's say Gala, the value of it doubles, quadruples, or quintuples within the next 2 years. What is a possible 18% depreciation on top of that? The one of the major things about Gala is that it has a use case. If you look at the vast majority of tokens in the cryptocurrency market, most of them do not actually have a use case, and many of them are actually skyrocketing in price on the promise of a use case. There are many sidechain technologies coming out, and a lot of these tokens keep going up in value, and so many of them just do not have a use case. Ethereum has been one of the strongest use cases out there because you use it to transact cryptocurrencies, to run these smart contracts, to trade NFTs. So Ethereum has been one of the most largest use case cryptos out there, and it's number 2 in the cryptocurrency market. It has the second largest market cap next to Bitcoin. So I just don't believe there's many of them out there. There's really not many use case cryptos out there. There's a lot of cryptos that basically just want to pretend that they have a use case, and they don't much now. And you just look at the top 100 cryptos. How many of those do you actually know that actually have a use case? I mean, not many. I mostly stick to the side chains, gaming coins. It's all the stuff that I look at because I'm interested in how I can trade my NFTs and my cryptos for nothing, or for essentially no gas costs or very little gas costs. So Engine Coin, these gaming coins, I think they're some of the biggest use case cryptos out there. I think a lot of these other ones are just jokes. So one of the reasons that I I became very bullish on Gala Games was because I saw a lot of similarities between what my company is doing and what they're doing. My company is allowing gamers to get these job tokens and earn crypto. Essentially, it's the number one way you can actually earn our crypto is using the job tokens by playing with them. And when you're not using them, you can then give them to other gamers, and then you can also create fleets of these job tokens and give them to other gamers to earn the cryptocurrency with and share the revenue. So so there's very specific things about our technology, and really it was all about putting the value back in the hands of the gamers and people who want to turn video games into average income. So that's been our mission, and I saw a lot of correlations between what Gala Games is doing. No one else is really doing what Gala Games is doing. What Gala Games is doing with these nodes, in my opinion, is radical. Kind of like what Blockchain Kingdoms is doing is radical. It's a different way of thinking. Instead of basically trying to hold this big piece of the pie and saying, okay, we want to make sure that we hold the biggest piece of the pie, and then that our investors hold the biggest piece of the pie. I think what Gala Games is saying is they're saying we actually want to share the pie with our biggest supporters. If you believe in us, if you support us, we want you to be here in the beginning of our ecosystem with us, and you will benefit from what we are building. I think that is the message that Gala Games is giving. I think it's a huge give back to its community and its followers, and I just don't think you see this kind of thing every day. And I have heard comments from other people in Discords who are saying, oh, they're just making this change to try to incentivize more sales of the Gala nodes. And I think that's very possible, although you have to look, there's plenty of ways that Gala Games could make money. They're already making millions of dollars off of the node sales that they've made already. So if money was their only intention, I think they've made plenty of money so far. And with the games already having development, not all the games that are coming to the platform are even being developed by them. They're being developed by the developers. So if you were to ask me, hey, Robert, what is your thesis for why they've done this? My answer is I think they want as many Gala nodes out there in the wild as possible. I think they see one of the biggest value adds to their economy is having more nodes out being used by people. So there are 25,000 nodes now sold. That is half the nodes half of the founder nodes that will ever exist. And I think they just want to have more founder nodes sold because that is beneficial to the ecosystem. These nodes are going to be part of their decentralized content network, and they do have plans for other types of nodes coming, but I think they've probably seen one of the biggest value adds is having more nodes out there spread around the world and ready to deliver this decentralized content network that they're building. And by allowing us to vote, and if we say yes on increasing the amount of, I'm pretty sure they're expecting that we're going to vote yes on this, and that when we vote yes on this will increase the node rewards, and more people will want to buy nodes, especially when the price increases. We've seen it a couple of times. The price of Gala, every time it jumped up like 100%, we saw another mad rush of node sales come in. So I think they're expecting to see more of that in the future. The price of Gala is going to rise on more news, more partnerships, more games being released, more NFTs being released. And as that price goes up, and the incentive to buy the nodes are there, that is going to grow the network of nodes, and that is going to be good for Gala Games. That is going to be good for everyone who owns a node. The more people use them, the more income then will also be generated by the ecosystem. So the other thing to consider is that there are still 18,000 nodes that are offline. Right now, we have about 7,000 nodes online that were purchased from retailers, and this other 18,000 that are already purchased but offline. We've been told that 18,000 number belongs to people in Gala Games, investors, their friends, family, co-founders. Before, there was a story going around that it was just one mystery person holding all of these 18,000 nodes, but it turns out actually that was a game of telephone, and that actually really it's many people who own that 18,000. And eventually those nodes will come online. I'm actually imagine this is probably going to be a really messy process, because they've also told us that some of them aren't operating the nodes because it's just so many nodes they don't actually want to operate them all. So we only have 7,000 online right now, but next year, if there's the halving, and then we also have we have a bunch of those nodes come online, let's just say all of them come online, well then that is almost a 200% decrease in the amount of Gala that all of the node holders are getting, because they have to share that distribution. And then if there's also a halving, well then you're actually getting like a 400% decrease in the amount of Gala that is being earned. So by voting yes, I think we mitigate the essentially the decrease in Gala that might happen if a bunch of these nodes come online. And so I think it's another reason to vote yes. I think they've seen this as the best path forward for everybody. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to get started with Gala Games, you can use my referral link at the bottom of this video to register on their website. So like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.